-0 seconds. Okay, now I think YouTube is working. I don't know. That was some weird shit that refused to rectify. Anyway, let's actually get this show on the road because it ain't gonna be much of a show anyway. Let me minimize that and change my input. I'm thinking about getting an HDMI splitter for my second monitor, just so that way I don't have to like do all this weird shit where I have to like constantly fumble around with the controls on my monitor. No, there's no remote for this monitor. You have to like hold a button, then push another button. I make pushing 3 buttons sound like a lot of work, but if you really want to toggle quickly, I'd rather just have one button do it. And sometimes the buttons, you push them and they don't really work. You gotta like give them a really firm pushing. And I'm pretty lazy. I won't even pretend to front. So, me in particular, I think I'm just gonna get a splitter when it's cheap. I mean, HDMI splitters at this point are pretty fucking dirt cheap. So, there's no real stress there. You're not really missing anything. I think that's what I like about them too. HDMI splitters are they're pretty alright. Since everything uses HDMI, I guess that's the one real blessing in disguise, that everything uses HDMI, and that's pretty alright, I'd say. We're 2 weeks off from the mission. I couldn't even tell you if we'll get to it today, and I don't even remember what we did last week. I guess we're battling this week, because I want to get the experience from Battle at the Border. Oh, crap. Let me leave. I want to make sure I can't upgrade somebody to a better class. Let me fucking toggle this, because that's annoying. I think studio mode is just really unstable on my OBS. For whatever reason. Sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it really kind of doesn't. Let's see. I guess this is what I did the mission with. It was like all the primary units. Well, one thing I do want to start to do is for story missions, I kind of want to use the characters that they actually give me. So, like, for instance, we get rid of Lorenz, we get rid of Hilda. Start using Dedu again. Who else is in this story? Annette. And then there's like one free spot, kinda, right? Why do I feel like I'm missing someone? Oh yeah, Ingrid. Oh shit, I'm missing 2 people. Ingrid and Felix. So like, we get rid of Leone. And I'm only taking Marianne too. Let me stop this stupid music. Yeah, I remember why I don't use Annette. That is actually true. So I'll keep Marianne. I'll cheat and have Marianne, but everything else, unless I'm leveling up other people or trying to farm better fates or not fates, I'm sorry, better connections with them, I probably won't do that. Let me take Leone. Oh wait, Lysithea isn't in this story at all. But she's a better Annette, honestly. Annette is like a support unit, pretty much. Like, that's the only thing I can really see being good for her. You know, we'll keep her. Do we still have Marianne in? Yeah, so we'll, unfortunately, I'm just sidelining Annette. I have no real desire to use her. We'll slap her. Oh wait, no, I didn't put in Felix. Okay. So we'll retire Lysithea, put in Felix. That's not him. Oh, apparently... Oh yeah, because I'm not using a net. No. Okay. That actually works out perfectly. Sure. We have a decent amount of tanks in this group. What kind of monster is it? A wolf? Yeah, and then like half the map isn't used. Alright, maybe someday. Well, they're all axe users. They're all basically heavy knights. So we can like just push up a bit. We can do some damage here. You know, I should actually back out. Let me back out because I want to see if I can get anyone a new job. I know it's loading, but I forgot to do that. I forget how to play this game every single time I boot it up, essentially. So, for the most part, and I said this like 2 weeks ago when I last played this, I want to figure out what exactly I'm going to do for raising support. So what I'll probably do is I might do that tonight. And Ash, I will specifically link her to what I'm thinking of doing in the Discord at some point. For Byleth, we don't really need to unlock anything. I'll be surprised if we use everything he has anyway. For Dedue, we just have him stick with what he's doing. Have him get close to Mortal Savant. Ash is already a sniper, which is exactly what I need. I think that's it. We have Ingrid on Cavalier for a little bit. That's pretty much it. Just everyone else is kind of optional. We'll grind them out in part 2. We have Marianne do what she usually does. Just have her level up her stats. We have Leonie keep doing what she usually does. And that's it. I mean, like, they give you a lot of people in this game if you really want to keep recruiting people. But then it comes to the point where it's not. You can't, like, readily level them all up without farming out some of the typical missions over and over again. I mean, to be fair, you only need at most, like, 12 units in this game to do every fight. And even then, sometimes it's less. Sometimes because of paralog or story reasons, you can only take, like, 7 to 10. So, I mean, it's kind of here and there. We don't even have everyone yet anyway. Did I maintain who I had? Yes. I don't think anything's broken in particular. Oh, they reorganized my people. Oops.
What should I do?
We'll, wait. Oh, it's a bow user now for some reason. They changed him. It was like almost consistently an axe user here. Now it's a bow user. Okay, this is actually good because he'll master his class and we can have him do something else. Who's the bow user of this class?
I'll give it my all.
It's him. Who needs the experience? 25, 24.
Here we go.
We'll let her do it. It's better for her.
Let's keep our guard up.
Honestly, like, these three I really kind of don't want to use too much. Oh, I don't have Lorenzo, I'm sorry.
Ready.
I need to use Ingrid a little bit. Just because I haven't used her. She has alert stance. Oh yeah, it's a talent. It's not exclusive to Pegasus Knights. Like, there is a point to using a net, but, you know. I just think Lysithea is just better in every aspect. Oh my lord, goodbye. He couldn't attack. Okay. I like that. I like being able to screw over the enemies like that. Alright, he maxed out his class.
This worked out.
What does Armored Blow do again? You can't equip it. I don't think I could see it until the end of the fight. I don't remember exactly what it does.
Oh, I won.
I think you take less damage on being hit. I mean, that's what you'd assume. It's because Fire Emblem Warriors is kind of messing with my knowledge of the game. Alright, I wonder how much we could get away with. We could, like, make a wall, basically. Let's kind of why I don't want to really use Sylvain too much, because I know that he's like a hard carry. Oh shit. Well, it's 31%, and she could take 2 hits from them. They do not want to fight him at all. Okay, we'll just do this. I'm not even gonna chance it. We know they probably won't even hit him, and it probably also just won't do much damage. So
Stay focused.
I personally don't want to do anything yet.
Leave it to me.
Can she warp? No, she can't. And no one's hurt, so there's not really anything that we can do about it. I was expecting a crit on that second one. I forget, it's only a crit if it's like a continuous animation that gets interrupted. Oh, that is true. Only 2 of them can hit at once. Oh, you're dead. Probably gonna have like Byla and Dimitri flank around, I guess. Just so that way when we get to this thing we can hit it from multiple sides. Yeah, because I don't want him to get any more experience. Oh, what the hell? Oh, she's really not good with that. 2 damage.
Ready.
Can she really not do anything else? Wow. I did not know Ingrid was this weak. She can do literally nothing against these guys.
I'll go.
That's actually a little bit depressing. God damn. Alright, I'll take it. I'm scripted on this turn to hit him twice and not get hit, so might as well.
I'm getting the hang of this.
I need to give her a sword is what I need to do. Alright. Dudu doesn't need to be the same
Leave it
level.
to me. Here we go.
We'll let Mercedes do this. Hold on. Okay, no. I thought I was gonna have to
Let's
sneeze.
keep our guard up.
I'll give it my all. That
Yeah,
was
'cause
tough.
he does more damage than her.
I'll...
I'm not exactly sure how that calculation
What should I
evens
do?
out, but I guess it does. And it's just really kind of weird.
Who, me?
Heal? Oh, because he leveled up, I guess.
Much appreciated.
Alright, Miracle. That's for Flame, by the way. That wasn't for Lysithea. I don't even think Lysithea is a
Thank you.
beast. Kind of hoping the guy with the loot doesn't actually run and get himself killed. That wouldn't be very fun. He's trying. What does he even have? Is it worth it? I don't believe it. Like, it would be nice. It's not something to lose my shit over. Yeah, see, now we're at the part where it's like, well, who do I trust to get the kill? Because Ingrid can't get it, and that's kind of annoying me. Because, like, I want her to be able to, you know, get something out of this, and she can't. She just is flat out not good enough. So, like, we could use one of these, but it's like, why bother? She gets hit, we heal. 3 damage on a crit. like that's the lamest thing that's happened ever. Is like 3 damage on a crit.
I will break.
Yeah, see,
Sufficient.
30 is nicer. And she's an A rank with spears. I don't know if weapon ranking increases your damage
I'm glad I
necessarily,
can count on you.
but that's like the best weapon for her to use. She's an A in it, and that's how much damage she does.
I must steel myself.
Okay. I mean, it's good because we let Lysithea get a little bit extra healing. I think that's really it. Like, it's worth blowing some of this just to heal up people.
My thanks.
Oh, we got one Dark Mage. Ah, shit.
I'm on it.
So we'll do, we'll draw the Dark Mage over there. And Felix can bait this one guy.
Stay focused. I'll cut through.
Wow, you couldn't even hit. Big man. Fred. I mean, that's to be expected. That's literally his entire character. He's just a crit man.
I can feel the difference.
A little bit of a glass cannon. How big is this gonna be? Damn, it even hits basically down there. That's fine. Right? It's not on her? No. Okay. So yeah, so we just let people keep getting the kill who need it.
It's not over yet.
And we know Lysithea could get kills easily. I cannot believe how ridiculously good she is, and I just didn't know about it. I like the way Luna looks, but that's really
I just
cool.
worked harder. I have to try harder.
She's unironically probably one of the best units in the game. Like if I had to say what I think the best units in the game were, it's got to be like people who have really good practical usage or just a stupid amount of damage. It's got to be like a weird combination of those two or three things. Let's see. Yeah, I can move her. I'll just have her go with them. They're not gonna stagger it. Oh, he got crit? What? I didn't even see how much the crit chance was. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm just gonna... Wow, yeah. I'm gonna assume that he crit the other guy, too. For 13 damage. Okay. Like, how far is her range? Like, this is disgusting. Just flat fucking out. This is terribly disgusting. Crit, by the way. So 60 damage. Oh, I'm sorry, 120. I read 40 is 20 because I don't expect people to hit for 40 by default in this game. That just generally does not happen. And like I said before, her only weakness is the fact that she basically can take no hits.
You can.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a heal spawn. Like, I don't get how Ingrid does this little damage. Surprisingly, they're actually all about the same level now. I mean, the only person who isn't is Ingrid. Yeah, whatever.
You're weak.
She probably just has a really bad time up against knights in general. I know it's like nothing super personal about her. Yeah, she could snipe this. Wow. It's risky though, because if she gets hit, it's not that risky actually. Okay, yeah, it's not super risky. If she gets hit, I might have a turn to heal her. Yeah. See if she gets hit. Yeah, that's kind of bad.
Over already? I will get stronger still.
Yeah, see, that's exactly why that's kind of bad. I don't know how she became this much of a glass cannon.
Well.
This is gonna kill him. Or at least take off the first health bar. That's not really good enough. You know what? I'm gonna gambit him just to make sure that he doesn't hit Ingrid. Okay. It's 90%. You never know. I mean, it's gotta miss someday. What else is even left? Okay. Critical, still fine. He is a tank. It's just that was a little bit more than I would have maybe liked. With a 50% crit chance, I mean, we could kill it. I'm sorry, kill the health bar, not it.
I will get stronger yet.
She just needs to attack it. Doesn't really matter what she uses. I think Roots is relatively rare, so that's pretty good. God damn. Yeah, we could get 20. Yeah, we'll take the 25. I would love for someone that isn't the usual suspects to get this. I doubt it's gonna happen though.
Quite helpful.
The 16 heal, flat out. Yeah, whatever. I'm not exactly super concerned. I mean, I could just kill him here, and we could get the credit for it. But I don't want Violet to get the experience, because that's actually a waste. Yeah, he's not gonna do anything. It is very depressing that she cannot kill this thing. That really does make me sad. Okay, so he can take a good shot. That's perfectly fine.
Everyone will be so pleased.
I want Lysithea. Oh no, she's not going to be able to do anything. Let's just heal him for the experience.
Thanks so much.
Okay. She needs it more than pretty much anyone. Which is really the crazy part, because she wasn't even she wasn't even that, like, I thought she was ahead of everyone. I don't know if it's just because she's on Cavalry now or what. Hello, Snowman King. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you dropping by as always, of course. I'm just gonna go right to the next fight. Good vibes, yeah. It's always good to have a vibe check stream. I have something horrific in my eye right now. I think I got it out. Okay. Oh no. You know, I really hate how Fire Emblem forces you to fight certain maps. I think that's probably the worst part about it. Like, I want anything besides this. This is the worst, like, this is the worst part of the game. I think everyone's weapons are fine. Did I make Flame the Dancer again? I think I did. Ingrid. Yeah, I don't know why Ingrid is just so poor at, like, hitting people. Can I give her, like, a sword or something? Because that was really kind of bad. Well, she doesn't need that anyway, so let's give her the steel sword. She can use that. That was really, like, a very interesting fight.
What should I do?
Alright, the usual. We have them all hit to do and they bounce off of him like 20 times.
I'm on it.
Except flyers and casters, yeah, so she can move like normal.
Who, me?
We have the healers. We have like 3. These might be the best 3 healers in the game. Lindhart might be good though, just based on the fact that he can heal every turn passively. Oh crap, I didn't change Dedue's class. He doesn't have another class though, never mind, it doesn't really matter. So this shit now, fuck that. I just kind of keep Byleth nearby. I don't really particularly want to use him a ton.
I'll give it my all.
Okay. Finally beat The World Is Not Enough for PS1 after the frustration. I'm sorry. Let me actually sit up so I can read it. The Radiation Chamber, and I have to run through this room twice. I have that game. I never played it though. That's the PS1 Bond game. But that's good. Credit to you for sticking it through. Ingrid killed that guy, didn't she? Who needs the experience? Surprisingly, Lysithea. You know what? I'm not even gonna have her. Well, see, the thing is, I know Lysithea can kill literally anybody. Like, look where she's standing, and she could kill any of these 4 people. Crit, by the way, 8%.
I just worked harder. I feel my...
Made by Black Ops Entertainment. I have never heard of them. I do own the game, but I just bought it because I'm like, oh look, it's a Bond game I don't own, and I flat out was just like, sure, I'll put that in the pile of games I own, and I did exactly that. What? Oh, it does that weird thing where it calculates that you can move even though you can't. Okay. Felix, draw him out. Try to use Sylvain as little as possible.
You saved me.
Nice.
Thank you.
I think that's the ultimate irony, is that Marianne is definitely more of a Gremory. I mean, they're both good Gremories. It's just that Live to Serve is by far one of the most useful elements about a healer. Marianne's ability is a little bit more situational. Like, we might see it this turn. What is it? How do I look at it? It's down here. Animal Friend. Unit recovers up to 20% max HP when adjacent to a cavalry or flying ally. Like, that's okay. Like, it's good for her if you pair her up with, like, a fellow cavalry member, but other than that, it's not as helpful as just flat out being able to heal yourself. Although, technically speaking, they gave all the healers a way to heal themselves. It's just that hers is the most situational.
I must stay focused.
Uh-oh. What are these jackasses doing? Yeah, and this is exactly why I'm not leveling Dimitri that much.
It's all coming.
Model leader. Which is kind of sad, because I do need to level Dimitri. Bye. 100% accuracy. Times
This
2.
is what I do.
So she's doing like 78 a turn, which is fucking insane. Currently trying to beat Starsky and Hutch. What kind of game is that? I've heard of Starsky and Hutch. I've never seen like the movie or anything like that. I remember it was like something that existed 10 or more years ago, and now it just doesn't, I don't think.
You're weak.
I think I've seen the game before, like not gameplay, but I've seen the physical disc or the physical box. In fact, I could just look it up. Give me a minute, I'll just look it up. Oh, this is terrible. Yeah, Byleth is a caster, so that actually works for him. He can just move wherever he wants. Can she kill this guy? Yeah, but what's the guy behind him's range? 1, okay. She can kill this guy. Yeah, we'll just have her use Thoron to be safe.
I won.
Alright, that's it.
Predictable.
Goodbye.
No hesitation. Each battle.
I like how that slows down the console, by the way. Like, I say the console. It slows down the Switch. I think that's probably the most hilarious part about it. Let's see. She can hit from literally out here. Like, this is insane. What is her attack range? It's gotta be like 1 to 4, right? Yeah, 1 to 4. Disgusting. She can kill the boss. This is a really... I guess these missions are good for leveling up your casters, if you really need to.
I guess I feel a little stronger.
Okay. Authority. Bullion. I mean, we get to a point where it's like, why even do anything? It's a 70s cop drama about undercover cops in a Ford Gran Torino solving crimes, busting criminals. Yeah, I've heard of it. I've seen it. He's got like a dude in sunglasses, right? Although, to be fair, I just described like half of the Matrix. So I guess I'm not doing too well of a job.
Getting stronger.
We need a Lord in a Fire Emblem game who's like a healer. Actually, we kind of have that. I think Celica could heal in Fire Emblem Valencia.
You underestimated me.
Wow. And that's exactly why that's so insane. The fact that she can hit from that far. If I had known about that, Golden Deer would have been a joke at some points. I wouldn't say it wouldn't have been fun. It just would have been frick 9% again.
I'm really sorry.
It would have just been way too easy, in my opinion. It wouldn't have been like a pushover. But there's certain situations where I was hard-pressed to use Lysithea, where with this, she hits farther than bosses. I mean, just think about that for a minute. She hits farther than most bosses do. I mean, yeah, that is the give and take, though. If she gets hit, she's basically dead. She could maybe take 1 hit. No crits. Oh, don't bubble over, please. The striped tomato, they call it. Yeah, it's definitely something meant to be old school. I gotta watch the new Blade Runner. Harrison Ford. He was in the Call of the Wild movie that just came out. He's given his old man tour, I think. I think that's what what I'd call it at this point. He's giving like an old man tour of all the stuff that he likes. So he did his Star Wars cameos, and he's done with that now. He did meant to put her on Dimitri. Let's see here. Map? No, what am I doing? Fuck. The red tomato. I still haven't gotten to watching Buck Rogers. I'll hopefully get to that at some point in the near future. Yeah. I might swap out Lysithea for this one fight. Yeah, Lysithea and Dedue I might swap out. Just because there's no reason for them to gain class points if they're not actually going to be doing anything. Wait, what is Flame? Oh, she mastered that. Make her a dancer.
Are these garments in style?
We hope so. Let's see here. Lysithea, Dedue. Was it one more person? I forget. Alright. If I'm going to use Lindhart, I'm going to attach him to someone so he can leech experience. Same thing with Casper. We'll use Dorothea. What's her ability? Where do you even see that? Status? Yeah, Songstress. Yeah, this is another thing that makes her pretty good. Adjacent allies recover up to 10% of max HP. Allows you to cast fire. What is she? A mage? Yeah. She doesn't have a crest. Okay. We could use Cyril, probably. And I want to use my boy. Is that... Let me move him to the back. Okay. Like, this first turn, we almost don't even need to move anyone. It's kind of exactly the way I want it, too. Dukes of Hazzard's got a 70s show? I've never seen that either. My friends in middle school, I think, were all into, like,
Ready when you are.
shows like that. They liked stuff like, what the fuck? Oh, no. Let's move her back here out of the way. Her back here out of the way. Hold on, I gotta path myself through this, because otherwise I'm gonna be fucked up. Alright, we're good. My friends in middle school, they all liked Jackass. They all liked that kind of stuff. I didn't watch any of that. Not only was I not interested, my parents wouldn't allow it. It turned out it's actually not as terrible.
Stronger.
You would think it was like the worst thing in the world. It really wasn't. It's actually good that she went for Sylvain. Like, see, all this is serviceable. If they get hit, I'm okay with this. That's kind of the point, actually. There's a back pathway? Yo, you would legit never know that. Oh, this is a mess. Hold on. This is actually not the best thing that could happen.
I'll cut through.
Alright, so you die.
Is that all?
Let's see. We could have her. She can't hit anyone, yeah, so there's no point. I moved her into a bad position to do this.
Ready anytime.
We'll have, Ignatz kill this guy.
Who knew?
Yeah, he's also max. I'm waiting for his archery to get better.
Ready.
I gave her the sword for this literal reason. She still does not do a lot of damage. I don't know. Maybe she's just really not good at counter knight. Or, I'm sorry, counter armored knight. That just might not be her thing at all. We'll have Cyril get the kill.
Guess I'm pretty strong.
I should attach Lindhart to him. That would actually be pretty good. Just so that way he can leech as much experience as possible. Crit, 9% again.
Was that helpful?
I like how the crit changes her battle cry too.
I'm on it.
Alright, we'll let them move forward again. That's pretty much... Oh no, there's a fair amount.
Stay focused.
I'll have Byleth solo some of these people, just so that way they can give experience to everyone
I'll give it
else.
my all.
Yeah, it's really weird. She can do, like, nothing to these guys. You know what? She needs the rapier. She needs it more than Byleth. There you go. Now that is going to completely change the balance of power that she has, which I'm okay with. That's the whole point. Okay. It's not really much for him to do, actually. Oh my lord.
I won.
I do miss that era where they would have games like that, though, Snowman. I actually do miss that. They'd have games based off TV shows. Sometimes they were actually pretty good. But you and I both know that a lot of times it was just to milk... it was just to milk the fans who they knew would buy a game based off of something, you know? It wasn't really as wholesome as I'd like to pretend it was. I'm just gonna stand right here. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna look menacingly at him. And I think that's a sad era that's never coming back. We had a lot of games like Enter the Matrix, which I still, you know, 17 years later, where the Matrix is getting a reboot next year? Or not a reboot, it's getting a sequel, so who knows how well that'll go. You know, stuff like that. It's just like, I'm not sure how much I can do with this. I'm gonna keep on bolting them. We'll move Dimitri as well. But I miss that era. It's just that it gradually became into this era thing where they would just milk people who wanted to watch the show. And Telltale kind of did justice to a lot of different things. And then unfortunately, you know, as things went on for them, that was a sick dodge, of course. It just got to the point where it wasn't as cool anymore. Like, it was cool for the first couple of things they did, but then every one of their games kind of looked and felt the same, just with a different coat of paint for the most part. And after a point, you know, it gets grating. That's why I stopped playing them. I said I was going to play the Game of Thrones game, and I just never did. I saw no point in playing it. I'm sorry, that does not even look like a sword swing. That first hit, that really does not look like one.
They say experience beats growth.
I know he's trying to do like some weird fencing attack, but like it doesn't even look like he physically touches them.
It's over.
26%.
As expected. Another step forward.
Your
Movie,
support is
TV,
appreciated.
cash, and air. Look at Miami Vice video game. So the game came out, right? Like, I'm not gonna debate that it's bad. I believe you. I don't even know what Miami Vice is. In fact, I should probably look it up because it sounds like it has an interesting storyline. But there's one game that actually did worse than that. That's based off a TV show. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. Don't feel bad. I haven't mentioned it really since it flopped. But it's a game by the name of Afro Samurai 2, Revenge of Kuma. It was based off the Afro Samurai game that came out in 2008, which was, I'd say, a pretty good success. You know, people liked it. I liked it. I thought it was a pretty cool, unique take on Afro Samurai, which in and of itself is kind of like a cool, unique take. Oh wow, 0. I kind of like that, you know, like I can respect that. And they were supposed to make a sequel. In fact, I think at the end of the credits, they specifically say, hey, we're going to make a sequel to this game. And they just never did. Or I'm sorry, they did. It came out to like no fanfare, and it was glitchy, it was bugged, it was awful. And I need to legally acquire it, of course, one day. Because they pulled it from all shelves and storefronts. It was that bad.
You weren't ready.
And that's the history of that game. Is they made a game, and it, like, yeah, it didn't even come out. They were willing to not make money. And that's how bad it was. They made, the first episode, because it was supposed to be episodic. Because everything was episodic, like, 5-6 years ago. Like, I mean, it still kind of is sometimes, but you know what I mean. And, nowadays, they don't really do that anymore. I think the whole episodic thing kind of died with Telltale, which is a little sad, but at the same time, it's not the worst thing ever. I like Telltale, I just think they need to put more into their games than just making them 3 to 4 hour experiences. Because The Walking Dead Season 1 was fucking amazing, but by the end of Season 2, I kind of just didn't really care. It felt like they'd lost a little bit of what made the original so good. Alright, we'll give him an A in armor.
It's in my...
Don't need to level that anymore. Now we just have him level riding, I think. Maybe lances? I think it's lance and riding now. Xena Warrior Princess got a PS1 TV cash-in game, and it was good. Yeah, like you can have, like, people always say, well, what, do you think they make games for art only? And I'm like, no, of course they want to make a profit. But those two things weren't always mutually exclusive. You used to be able to do both. Like, people used to make games, and they would be good games, and they would feed their wallets. And I think that that's something that a lot of companies can still do. Sylvain Mercedes. We could get her to an A, and then we never need to tutor her again after that. Like, you could do both. I don't expect that a lot. Like, not everyone can be Hideo Kojima. And not everyone can make a love child like that. I 100% expect that. It's just that there was a standard that was being met consistently, and it just doesn't happen anymore. It's like, oh, well, now here's a game, you already know what it is, and that's it. And I kind of think that's boring. It's bland. It's not that interesting to me. What was I leveling for her? Sword and axe? Sometimes I forget what I even need to do with her.
Nope.
She kind of does everything.
Not as hard.
I mean, that's kind of what Enter the Matrix was. It was a game that they specifically made as a tie-in, so there's a video game, and it had, like, some things that didn't make the movies. And it actually felt like it was adding to the universe. I'm not increasing her writing. Her sword, yeah. That's why I love that game, because if you're a fan of The Matrix, that game fills in, I wouldn't say plot holes, just minor events. But, you know, I get into my usual rant about it, so I'm going to stop there. What's her faith? A C? Okay. None of this really matters too much. Flame? Yeah, we're going to kind of use Flame. I think the only problem is that, like, she's a good dancer. Nice. Seal Magic isn't bad. That makes her a good counter mage, actually.
No need.
Okay. I think that's mostly what I wanted to do for everyone. Fuck, what was it? Lance and Riding, I think? For a Great Knight. Yeah, he can become a Fortress Knight now. That's good. Like Harry Potter license. Yeah, the Sorcerer's Stone. The first 3 games in Harry Potter were very good. because they were kind of like, I don't want to say Zelda-esque. They were still linear, but they were kind of interesting. You know, they were good. I didn't play Order of the Phoenix. I didn't play anything beyond Prisoner of Azkaban. And I didn't really, I don't think I ever finished any of them, so I'll be honest in that regard. They could go to shit at the end and I wouldn't know. But I own, hold on, this is going to be a new segment on all my streams where I turn around. Harry Potter, which one is this? The light's reflecting on it. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I guess this is Chamber of Secrets. It doesn't have any box art. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And I think I have the whole series up until Half-Blood Prince. And I know later on they like the last game was a Connect game, which is automatically just like I have no interest. But yeah, like so, a lot of those games were good. The Battle for Bikini Bottom is iconically a good game because they had the SpongeBob license, and instead of just saying, all right, let's just plug and chug garbage like basically all the other SpongeBob games, they actually said, hey, let's take some shit from Banjo-Kazooie, let's take a lot of, like, it's a collectathon, it's a platformer, but of that era, that was the era when that was okay, and it was like, oh, this is fucking awesome, and people to this day remember it enough that they're remastering it. I would argue it's a remake, but it's a remaster. I mean, they're adding in stuff. I guess adding in doesn't mean making new necessarily, but yeah, like if you I haven't watched SpongeBob since like 2006. Like after the movie I stopped watching. I think I've seen maybe three like, you know, when I'm flipping TV channels, maybe 3 or 4 times I've seen it on, but I've never watched it. And I think it's a little sad because I used to love SpongeBob, and after the movie it was just never the same. Goblet of Fire, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows were ass. Well, I own them. Someday I might play them. Right? But yeah, I heard they weren't that good. Oh, YouTube, what are you doing? What the hell? It hid that message for some reason. I have no clue why. That is crazy. Good thing Streamlabs does not care if it's top chat or live chat. It always just shows live chat. Because that was weird. What else am I doing? I think everyone's kind of set up to do decently. Yeah, see, and that's... I don't know if she has a battalion, but her authority is garbage. Like, Scythia is basically just a queen at this point. Just kills everybody. Yeah, I need to roll him. What are you doing again? Flying a B+, Sword of C, Lance of A. Yeah, I want her to do the same old stuff. So for her, then I need to do flying a B+. I'm gonna change it. Is that everyone's goals? I think so. Some of these characters down here, I kind of am just like, yeah, sure, do whatever you want. So, like, for Shamir, we already know that let's have her do swords so she can do the same thing. Cyril. Hilda? Yeah, okay. Flame. Pretty much every caster doubles as a healer. There's no reason to not do it. It just naturally goes with them. I mean, they're not going to ever be tanks anyway, so you might as well just have them do it. Alright, we're good.
Professor.
Perfect. SpongeBob license. Yeah, the movie game was a little bit worse than Battle for Bikini Bottom. I found that the movie game was a little bit glitchy.
I thank you.
So... like that one level in the junkyard, which I think was an original level for the game, because I haven't seen the movie in ages.
Each new experience.
Sword prowess, Ragnarok, wait 3. Okay. When you break the TV at the end of the level, it never breaks again, so you can never complete the level again per se. Like you can never go out and just do the level over again. That no longer becomes possible. So there's some glitchy things about it, but it was still enjoyable. You could just tell it wasn't made in the same vein. It was a more linear game. You weren't really supposed to, like, free roam and do stuff. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just, I prefer that platformer style of game. The Ed, Edd and Eddy game was pretty good. They had, like, maybe 3 or 4 games. I think the only ones I remember was the Misadventures and Jawbreakers, I think it was called. I don't even own Jawbreakers anymore. And I was scheming to see if I could find it for like $5, but then Corona happened, and I'm like, I don't really want to buy any games right now from someone else's house. I mean, for obvious reasons. And I'm really sad by that, because I owned that game as a kid, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And it was yet another victim of my favorite, just awful thing to do. Yeah, I need money right now. I'll sell this game and I'll buy it back later, which literally never went well for me ever. And that is why I would never advise you to do it. I'd say wait on the new games. Because, I mean, but nowadays, by the time this is relevant for, like, I don't know, hypothetically, my kids or any kids that I would give them the advice for if they're low on cash and want to decide. I mean, like, everything is going to be digital by then. So there's not going to be much of a point. Like, everything's already digital now. Like, I mean, if we even leave here for a minute. Oh, fuck me. I'm not gonna find it. They have this shit now. Like, and then they have this. They have basically almost an entire miniature library on the Switch. I was actually on a stream. I think it was the Final Fantasy stream. I was saying, like, it's kind of lame that the Virtual Console is still this bad on the Switch. And it is. We know that's not the focus. It is still bad. It doesn't change that. Raphael. Oh, Ignatz, please help me. Help me help you, my friend. But before I do that, I have to buy some seals. Which, because I'm going to fight every week that I can, money is not a problem anymore. Convoy really needs to be at the top. Okay. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, they don't even battle on a field anymore. It's just played out like a Pokemon battle. I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll be honest with you. After the original series, I clocked out. Because all my friends clocked out after the original series. And unlike Pokemon, I did not stick with it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was always a little more complex to get into. The Pokemon you could be lax about, you know? Like, did I save? Let me save. Oops. Like, for me, Pokemon, it was easy. There was a time where I stopped playing Pokemon. Around the time of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon came out, I was playing that more than, like, actual Pokemon. Because I beat Diamond, I was like, yeah, it's cool, but it's not something I'm really replaying 100 times, like Gen 3. I only had Diamond at the time. I was like, you know what, I don't care, I'm just gonna move on. And, oh my god. I'm never gonna get to use this guy. He's gonna fail that test every time. For no reason. It's Bo. It's like, it's so annoying. But yeah, now I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! I haven't played a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game since 2013. No, that's a lie. I played Wygo with my friend once because I think it was like free on Steam. Of course, he kicked my ass because I had to start a deck and I had no clue what I was doing. So I don't really... I was never a card battle person. Only game I ever played that I liked that had cards in it was Chain of Memories. Pokemon shows today where they wear a jewel and some futuristic leash. They still use Pokeballs. That's Mega Evolution, which they got rid of because Game Freak are lazy fucks. But I like Mega Evolution. I thought it was this really cool idea that they put in Pokemon, and it really kind of changed up a lot of stuff. And then one day they decided they didn't want it anymore. So now instead they basically do the same thing. They just suck energy into the Pokeball and they throw it and the Pokemon gets big. But they're kind of like indecisive on whether they want to say the Pokemon actually gets bigger or if it's just representing itself as being bigger. It's really unclear. Dynamaxing is just one of the weirdest and like laziest new mechanics I've seen in a game in a long time. I have nothing good to say about Pokemon Gen 8. And this is coming from someone who, I'll pull this up again, plays Pokemon pretty much every single day. I still play Gen 7. In fact, if Ash were to show up, which she's not here right now, I don't think, I actually have her she gave me Pokemon and I was leveling them. I was leveling she gave me, on that one stream, she gave me a Pichu, a Grubbin, and a Caterpie, and I've leveled them all up. I now have a Pikachu, a Vikavolt, and a Butterfree, and the latter two are level 80 because I was farming Chanseys in Pony Island. How was Pokemon Coliseum? Good, but old. It's an old game. I like Pokemon Coliseum. The only problem with it is that it came out in 2003. So that's a game that is quite literally 17, maybe 16 years old. It might just be getting to 17. I think it's like August 17th, 2003. Let's actually look it up. That's the glory of the fucking internet. Let me get rid of this bottle real quick. And I'll actually look it up. Oh, I paused my own stream. Nice. Oops. It is two S's. I always put two L's for some reason. Oh wow, it came out in 2004 for America? Why does that feel wrong? Okay, never mind. It was 2004 for America. I thought it was 2003. So when did XD come out? In fact, can I even show this on Opera? Let me make sure this is properly scaled. It's totally not, but whatever, we can roll with it. Yeah, it came out in November 2003 in Japan and March 2004 in North America. I thought it was my memory is getting really bad as of late. Like, I can't remember what was or when stuff came out. Takes me back, man. I do not feel like this was a 2004 game, but I mean, what am I gonna say? I got it before they released it. What, a cold open. What was I doing? XD. 2000, what year? 2006? No, 2000, it was literally the next year. I can't hardly believe it. I really kind of can't. But I guess I'm wrong. Holy shit. It was literally just over a year for XD. Alright. I was wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's a good game. I would play it more. It's just that it is a grindy game, though. In order to purify Pokemon, there's a lot of grinding. And there's a lot of grinding in XD too, but because of the Purified Chamber, it's just a more fun experience. But, it's not a bad game. I mean, I'm talking about Sword and Shield, which arguably has some things that are worse than a game made almost, I guess now 15 to 16 years ago. No, it is 16, right? Yeah, it's exactly 16. Just like a week or two over 16 for America. And, yeah, I have no love for them. And I've made a few videos about it. I talk about it from time to time. Mostly whenever, I could change the class. Mostly whenever Ash is in here because she's a fan and she plays it. And I personally just was not willing to defile my expectations of Pokemon that badly. And I'm someone who plays Pokemon pretty much every day. At some points, multiple times a day. She already has reason of A? Good lord, this character's ridiculous. I didn't mean to do that, oops. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter, does it? And let's have her do Wizard now while things are easy. Alright, well that's kind of it. Because fucking Ignatz is not going to be able to do anything else. Right? Why can't Hilda do this? Oh, she needs heavy armor. Alright, well we're not going to use her anyway. At most we use Leone. Hanneman. Yeah, Lysithia's another character we need to level up. Imagine Lysithia's reason being at 65. Let me save real quick. What it really means is I just can't. I've been using these characters either too much to raise their level, but not enough to raise their stats as well. That's really what that means. See, she gets it. Meanwhile, Ignatz fails every week.
Perfect.
Yes. Alright, I think now we're truly done. I don't think there's anything else to do here. Okay. Guess we're just gonna battle again. Rugrats made a good use of that with Rugrats Search for Reptar. I never was a Rugrats fan at all. Ever. I wasn't a fan of a lot of stuff from Nickelodeon. Like, really, when I was watching it in, like, 3rd, 4th grade, it was mostly just SpongeBob, pretty much. Damn, I remember it used to be on Channel 6, and Cartoon Network was on Channel 22, and I think Disney was on Channel 49. It was ballin', dude. But I never watched, like, half of it. I was never really a fan of Jimmy Neutron. I was never really a fan of Fairly Odd Parents. None of that was ever really my forte. Alright, well, we're gonna get rid of Ignatz, because he cannot... He frustrates me, is the only way to put it. She's just getting reassigned to everybody. Where's Dimitri? Everyone's just getting reassigned to everybody. It's really weird. Oops. Yeah, there were good games. There's a lot of good stuff that happened. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes it feels so fleeting. Oh wait, I can put Dedu in. I looked at Cyril for 2 seconds and in my head was like, yeah, that's Dedu. That's him. $11 damage. Oh god.
Ready.
Who? Oh, they all can't get to it, right? Look at that. A flat, like, 15% off their ability to hit her.
Leave it to me.
Literally park Lysithea right there.
Stay focused. I'll cut through.
Yeah, let's have him use the sword. These bridges are like ultimate choke points.
I'll go.
But yeah, I mean, like, Afro Samurai was, I think, a really good attempt. I think they honestly put 110% into it, and it was made by that like new studio that they were bragging about. And then one day they were just like, oh, by the way, we're just we fucked it up. Well, they didn't say it; they just did. And I don't know how they managed it.
Here we go.
They like, it was Surge. Surge was the name of the new studio, and then just nothing ever happened with it. Actually, you bring up a good point. Yeah, we got 30 minutes. Because now Toonami starts at 12, believe it or not. Because, what was it that finished last week? Oh, fuck. Was it My Hero? No, Sword Art. Sword Art finished last week. So because Sword Art finished last week, they, there's no new episodes. They were supposed to start airing, I think, this month. But what happened is because of the situation in the world right now, which I will only say that because of YouTube.
Seems I prevailed.
Hold on. Because of the situation in the world, they no longer are airing Sword Art right now. And it's delayed. I mean, a lot of things are delayed. That's just the reality of the situation. So, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they should just do it anyway. Obviously, their safety is paramount. But that's just why. There's not going to be any until July. And that's if things get better in July. Like, I'm taking everything tentatively right now. If things are better come whatever insert month here. And I can tell you, I live in the most affected city in New York right now, or New York, and the most affected city in my country, which is New York City. It's not the worst thing in the world that ever happened. I mean, it depends who you ask, obviously, but in what's so far for me, like, we had gone shopping before this whole thing hit, so we still have plenty of food. We don't need to go out. You know, we're not as affected as other people could be. and R. So I'm grateful for that.
It's
But poor, a lot of things are just poor, insert name here. Samurai Jack was so fucking good. I'm glad he finally came back and could finish it. Because it really felt weird not having it, you know, end. It was like, it was basically like Avatar: The Last Airbender for Cartoon Network. So that's why having it not end was like such a weird situation. It's like, wait, this is the show that they like touted and they were like, oh, this is the best show ever. And it's so amazing. And then just fucking, you know, they never finished it. It ended on, I don't want to say it ended on a cliffhanger. I don't know what happened to Cartoon Network in 2008. They canceled Toonami for good. Well, for 4 years. I shouldn't say for good, although it felt like it at points. You know what I mean? Like, that was basically when I stopped watching television. Discovery stopped airing cool stuff. I used to watch Mythbusters and Dirty Jobs all the time. There was another show I used to watch. I forget what the name of it was, actually. I'm not going to use Sylvain. That's kind of cheating at this point. I live in Viridian City? No, I live in Saffron. If Saffron's the biggest city in Kanto, I live in Saffron. New York is one of the big... I think it is probably the biggest metropolis in the United States. Poke the shit out of that guy. There's like 14.8 million people in like some, what is it, 350 square miles or something? I forget the numbers, so maybe I shouldn't throw them out there so somebody can say I'm an idiot. But it's a lot of people. Wait, how are they not going to attack her? Can they not reach her? Huh. This guy will. This might be a little risky. You know what? Actually, no, this is what I'll do. Have to do this. Uh-oh. I feel like I'm getting a message from someone somewhere. Dirty Jobs takes me back. Yeah. Without a doubt. I miss that era. That era of television, in my mind, is like the definitive era of what TV could be. And then after that, it just became about garbage. I don't... Like, what do they even show on these channels anymore? I turn it on, it's not even like science or anything. There's like all these weird shows, and I stopped caring. There's no reason for me to care about it. And I'm really sad, because I would still watch it, but that's what got me off of watching television and got me into playing games more. That and, oh, that chest is open? Okay. It was that and, I stopped playing Wii, so I stopped playing games in the living room, and I moved back into my room with the Xbox. Because with the Wii, you need space to, you know, wave the stupid shit around. And I didn't have that in this room at the time, and I still kinda don't, but whatever, nobody really cares. And, yeah, I just started playing games back here. No, it wasn't really the recession. The recession didn't hurt me as a kid that much. It hurt my family, which I guess you could argue trickled down to me a little bit. But it didn't, like, directly affect me. I mean, well, maybe the TV airing shows, maybe. But I don't think they stopped right away in, like, that year. I think it was slowly a rollback, you know? It was like, okay, gradually over time, they stopped showing shit. So, I don't know. I don't know, because I stopped watching television. So I couldn't tell you what the exact turnaround was. I was like, oh, Toonami's done? Well, great, I'm done. I'd rather spend my time playing video games, you know? And that's exactly what I did.
I guess it worked out.
And because of that, I started watching people play games on YouTube. And I said, oh, I want to do that. That looks like fun. This guy's having fun with whatever game he's playing. And because of that, I got into the whole playthrough Let's Play culture. It wasn't really called Let's Play, at least not that I saw when I originally started out. That's why none of my stuff is ever called Let's Play, because I don't think of it as Let's Play. I think of it as playthroughs.
I just worked harder.
And because of that, I decided to get a Dazzle, and literally the rest is documented on this channel. He has 64 health? Oh my god, this guy is a monster. Yeah, Stick of Truth was a good game. It wasn't for me, I'm not a huge fan of South Park. But for what it's worth, it is a good usage of the license. There are still good licensed stuff, don't get me wrong. It's just that, like, Men in Black Alien Crisis, which came out in 2012, that game was probably one of the worst video games I ever fucking played. I'm ashamed that I even spent the money on it, but I did. I don't even know if that playthrough's still on my channel. If it is, then congrats. If it's not, then I'm not putting it back up. I have the videos, I'm just not putting it up. That was probably the worst, and I mean, like, Aliens Colonial Marines gets memed on. That game was worse. It's just people remember Aliens. Nobody remembers Men in Black, which I hate to say, because I do like Men in Black. I remember watching it as a kid. I was like, this is the best fucking show ever. I should have enhanced it. I don't know why I did that.
Come back.
In fact, I have enough stuff. I could just enhance. Was it Forge? Yeah. 10? Alright, maybe we won't go that crazy. Who is nothing? Oh, Mercedes. Okay. She has the hammer. Oh my god, yeah, we need to fix his shit. Okay.
Is that the... Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
I do like that iron weapons stay pretty decent throughout the game. I think that's pretty nice.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
Family Guy licensed video. Oh, I remember Back to the Multiverse, but I never played it. I'm not a real Family Guy fan, honestly. It's not exactly my... I mean, I say that I watched like 11 seasons of it in junior year of high school, and I could see over time how it became worse. Like, watching that was pretty sad, honestly. It was like it just got too popular, I feel, and it's not that great, honestly. That's my opinion. So
is that the one? Thanks a
I don't hate them for continuing to make it. I just don't like it anymore. If Back to the Multiverse is good, that's good for them, but
is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
Okay.
Come back.
Who's doing what here? Who's not up front? Who should be? Hold on, let me make sure everyone's units are correct. Yeah, like, see, they constantly reassign Flame. You know why? Because this game, they want to assign the adjutants to the top people in the party, which is very annoying. So I'm gonna unassign everyone to put Dimitri back up top. So now we'll plug in everyone else. Good thing I checked, because it might have been fucked up for the last battle. Simpson, yeah, Hit and Run was good. I've seen gameplay of Hit and Run. I wish we could get back to that era of games where they did all that crazy shit. That was actually the best era.
To me.
I'll give it my all.
Maybe I'm just an old man at this point, and I just ponder about how good the old days used to be. But, like, you know, it was like you could pick up a game like that and not roll your eyes. It was just good, usually. It was like Taking the Power of Juju. I didn't like it that much, but it was still a good game. I didn't play the sequel. Actually, what time is it? Alright.
Disappointing.
I only checked like 10 minutes ago, didn't I?
I'll go.
Have the healer snipe the kills.
Oh, I won.
That 100% is very nice.
I guess it worked out. It's starting to make sense.
I gotta review everyone's abilities after this as well.
I'll cut through.
But yeah, I'm doing this mostly because I want Dimitri to finish his job, and
What should I do?
I also just want to split experience a little more. You know how it is. You know. So once I've had some stuff, yeah. That's why, like, yeah, I did. I think I mentioned that earlier. Battle for Bikini Bottom, they put a lot of effort into, and it showed. Oh, crap. Isn't he enforced? 99% hit.
Chance.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Ineffective.
Alright, we got a bunch of melee units coming in. 26, 27. Oh, they're 27 now. Okay. So he is actually my lowest level unit. We can use the iron bow.
The fight continues.
Now he's 27.
Is this a joke?
I love that line. Futurama got an above average game. I never watched Futurama, really. I'm glad that got... I knew a few people who watched it, so I'm glad that it got a conclusion at some point. It's really nice that these shows can get revivals and conclude. Because, you know, a lot of times that doesn't happen. I mean, look at a lot of video game franchises.
Who's next?
They never get anything else, and then they just disappear. Ah, crap. I wonder how much she can do. Let's put her over here. King Kong. Alright, now you see, I'm not even going to pretend like I ever even paid any attention to King Kong of all things. I remember seeing the game, but everything had an official game. Nowadays, you don't really get that as much. Steel axe, yeah.
Had to be done. Ineffective.
Look how much shit that guy was talking. I do kind of miss ninjas in Fire Emblem. Maybe someday they'll put that back in.
Over already.
We're not gonna kill this guy. Maybe. No. She doesn't have the range. We would need Lysithea. She's way out of range. Yeah, we don't have a good chance to hit. But I mean, at the same time, does it really matter that much? Wow, we still hit him. He hits for no damage. I wonder what job he's supposed to be. Rogue? Assassin, okay. I'm trying to wonder, like, he's holding his shit backwards. Like, I'm wondering, what kind of job is he? I mean, that's pretty much it. We don't need to do anything. Dimitri's gonna solo all four of these guys, no problem.
Who's next?
He'll probably lose his squad, but that's about it. We'll replenish
Getting
that.
stronger. I can feel it.
It all makes...
I thought that was a crit.
Is that all?
Oh well. Oh wow. Okay. I'll just have them go at it. Why not? He's in the thicket. That's why it's harder to hit him in the thicket. Do the same thing with Dimitri. Same thing with Ingrid.
Defenseless, are we? Seems I prevailed. You're relentless.
Like, am I really in any danger from this dude? Oh shit, no. I'm just gonna wait right here. There's no reason to move. I actually am. Okay. Pretty sweet. I gotta see what official licensed video games I own. Obviously, the Bond games were pretty good. I mean, GoldenEye gets cited all the time as one of the best console shooters of all time. I liked Everything or Nothing and Nightfire.
You're weak.
My complaints with both of them is Nightfire is too short, and Everything or Nothing is like too short per mission. Like each mission is kind of like only 5 or so minutes. So it's like they're both about the same length. Maybe Nightfire's a bit shorter, which is fine because it's the earlier of the two. And it's not even that I don't like the third-person shooter aspect of Everything or Nothing. It's just that Nightfire, I don't know. I wish we could combine it more. But unfortunately, they screwed the pooch on it, so there's no more Bond games. They made Bloodstone, and it ended on a cliffhanger, and that was it. And I really was sad about that.
Thanks.
Not so much because I didn't get to see the story of Bloodstone resolve. It's just that it was a bad game, and then they didn't do anything after it. It was like a very generic third-person shooter, the kind they made about a dozen of in 2000, like from the years 2008 to 2014. They used to make games like that all the time, and it was boring because they were obviously low-inspired games that they just plugged out to put a fucking James Bond game on the market. Because like, there probably was a movie that year. I don't remember.
Who's next?
I feel my...
It's kind of like how I feel about fucking Half-Life Alyx. Not necessarily a bad idea, just a terrible way to handle the fucking franchise after literally doing nothing with it. What do you think? We have time for one more? Yeah, we do. So the next stream, which will actually be a real stream, we'll actually probably finish part 1. I know that Ash would be sad if she missed that, so I'll try to coordinate with her. I'll at least ask her. I'll actually directly at her in the Discord. Oh, hold on.
Well... Come back soon.
Okay, see, now they stay on the people that I want them to. Yeah, it's just more melee checking. I don't think we're going to get to any casters anytime soon. Lord of the Rings License, Fellowship, 2 Towers, Return to King, Third Age, all sold over 1 million. Yeah, Lord of the Rings games have done decently, right? Then they had the Shadow series. But then they ruined that because they put all that fucking microtransaction bullshit in it. So what do they really know, right? Like, they finally had something good. People were like, oh, this is like the freshest thing on the block right now. And what did they do? They fucked it up. They made like the end of the second game like a massive grind fest. And that's actually why I didn't do a playthrough of either of those games, because I remembered, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to sit here and grind my ass off, aren't I? And I said that's boring, and I would rather not do it, and it would drop to the lowest priority on my list, and then it never happened.
I'm on it.
Look at this nice formation we have right here. Because again, there was a whole era of video gaming where their only goal was to nickel and dime every penny out of your wallet, and it was incredibly lazy, and it just felt awful. And nothing of value was really accomplished in that era.
Saw that coming.
Which nowadays just... Yeah, Shadow of Mordor was the good one. It was Shadow of War that was the shitty one. At least at the end with the grinding. Shadow of Mordor is just a good game. From everyone I've heard talk about it. That was like The Witcher 3, like the Christmas before Witcher, basically. And that's fine. I mean, I don't have any problems with that. But then they fucked it all up. And ain't that's actually a crying shame.
Defenseless, are we?
Yes.
Seems I prevailed.
It's actually a terrible shame. They had something so good and they ruined it.
helpful?
I mean, they're not the only game that did that. They might just be the most egregious one, because people were really looking forward to that. Lord of the Rings Tactics PSP, I've never heard of it.
Leave it to me.
I'm sure it exists, I've just never played it or heard of it. I wasn't a big Lord of the Rings
This
fan.
is what
I guess
I
I should
do.
clarify. I did read the book, the summer... Oh, shit. Summer of 2009. It was like August of 2009. I read the book right before entering high school because I was at a day camp that was an awful nightmare, and I fucking hated every minute of it. I was so bored, and I didn't bring any of my consoles because the kids were kind of ghetto, and I knew that ahead of time. I intentionally didn't bring any of my consoles. I wasn't even taking the risk my shit was getting stolen. I brought books. Who's gonna steal a fucking book? And true to that, nobody fucking bothered me when I had my books. This is the dumbest shit ever, but it happened. It feels like a dream, that's how you know it happened. I read the whole fucking Lord of the Rings, the entire trilogy from cover to cover. And I finished it by like day 8 of like 14. Like, that's how bad it was. I'm sorry, it was like 10 days, I think. I had 2 days to kill. I actually forget how long it was. It was like definitely a week. It was 12 days. It wasn't 14. It was 12 days. By day like 7 or 8, I finished the fucking book. I was like, that was great. I'm not going to retain any of it.
I must stay
And I
focused.
didn't. I don't remember any of it. Quite literally, Lord of the Rings went in one ear, or in one eye and out the other.
You're finished!
20%
You
basically.
weren't ready. Have I improved some?
Your
Well,
support
some of
is
the Batman games sucked, to be fair. One of them was, whichever one was the one that had like the historically cryptic ending that made it infamous. Like, you get a bad ending if you didn't know that you needed to like race against the clock. But the game never tells you that. Like, or was it like the final mission is some really obscure final objective and they just don't tell you? So you get the bad ending.
Thank you.
I don't know why they would think that's good. I really hate when video games do that.
quite helpful.
Sometimes it's obvious, like at least Fire Emblem's usually nice about it. They're like, hey, you need to do this by this turn. They flat out have a big fucking counter on the screen. Like, I'm not saying every game needs to, you know, kind of cradle your hand, but it would be nice to know if I'm under pressure or not. Which that game flat out does not let you know. But, I mean, the Arkham series, I think, which in the wake of the Nolan trilogy, is probably one of the best things to happen to DC in a long time. Trip. 3%, by the
Had to
way.
be done.
Remove my soda. Spider-Man 2 is the one that everyone says is like the best open world superhero game until, like, I don't know, Spider-Man PS4 basically.
You're in the way.
I mean, they got dudes in
threat
Spider-Man
eliminated.
PS4 wearing fucking Timbs, throwing handshakes and shit at Spider-Man. Like, that's how you know that game is fucking cool. I didn't play it. You'll notice a reoccurring theme here on this channel. I'm gonna sneeze my brains out in a minute. Oh, it was a great game. I didn't play it. Oh, it was amazing. I didn't play it.
You saved me.
Yeah, there were some good Batman games. There's also been a lot of really shit superhero games. That's why, like, Injustice and the Arkham series, I think, really kind of showed you could have a superhero game. I mean, Injustice is a fighting game, though. What I really wanted was, I wanted Sucker Punch to make a Static Shock game. Because they already made Infamous. And I really think they could do that some justice. Because I liked Static Shock as a kid. Oh, that was one of the cooler side characters and cooler heroes. I wasn't a fan of... Well, I didn't really watch it, per se, but if it was on, I would watch it. But it's like... People, like, always cite Teen Titans. I preferred Static Shock. I thought it was cooler. It was just more interesting to watch.
Depend on you.
It's pretty good. You could give Dimitri the rapier, and that would be just ridiculous.
saved me.
Disney license. Yeah, most, I mean, Kingdom Hearts, that's, Epic Mickey was kind of just okay, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily say it was amazing. Like, there's not a ton of great Disney games I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, technically, you could argue that every Star Wars game from now on is a good Disney game. I think that's a little bit of a cop-out, because it's really not Disney, it's just they own it. Which, yes, like, legally in the letter of the law, it is theirs, but at the same time, it's just them kind of siphoning money off of something that already existed. Like, I mean, I guess they have all these, like, weird phone games and shit I don't know about. So, obviously, like, are they profitable? Sure, but are they good games? Probably not. But 4%.
Give up.
So I don't own a lot of Disney games. Like, I legitimately stopped watching a lot of TV and movies. Like, I watch 5 hours of television at most a week. Maybe, like even if you want to count the anime I watch, I haven't watched that much all year, really. I was waiting for World Trigger and Sword Art, and those are probably getting delayed. One of them already is. Bug's Life? I remember when Bug's Life came out. I was a kid. That's what's crazy, is I remember when a lot of this stuff was new, and I was like 3 or 4. I remember when they used to have the McDonald's Happy Meals for all that shit. That was fun. Like Cynthia's birthday? Alright, we'll host the tea party.
Did you call me? I am grateful.
Have some tea, milady. She loves it.
Feel at ease.
Very good. Now I have to make awkward conversation. Shareable snacks. Okay, easy. Thanks for everything. School days? Yeah, I know she likes school. There you go. Now what do we get to do?
One of the few pleasures I find is in eating sweets. It's kind of embarrassing.
What do I do? Chat? What? Fuck this. That makes no sense.
That...
Yeah, let's chat. Why don't we just chat, you know? Like, she says something, I can't even follow up. Like, yeah, I like the cookies that we're having. Oh, yeah, fucking stupid. Whatever. Alright, so next time, we just do the mission. I basically made all my money back, and then some. I guess the only thing we could do before we quit... What time is it? Yeah, we got 6 minutes before I gotta get the hell out of here. Is, where is he? Ignatz. So help me God, dude. Can you please just learn how to be a sniper? Alright, well, that's it for that. He refuses to learn, I give up. So anyway, I think it was a alright stream. It definitely turned out better than I thought it would. Ronald McDonald got a video game? That is disgusting. I played the Burger King game on my channel, actually. Sneak King. And, I gave it to How Original, and now I own it again. Right? I think so. And even if I don't, who cares? Because I'll never play it again. Yeah, I do own it. There it is. Sneak King, right below Sleeping Dogs. Very good. But, that's all I really have for today. I regret nothing. More importantly, I will never play Sneak King again. I did it for that one... Was it April Fool's or Halloween special? I can't remember. It must have been Halloween. And that's it. And I don't really even do specials anymore on my channel. I will eventually do a podcast just to talk about stuff. And that's really it. I mean, now I'm just going to go play Final Fantasy and, like, half fall asleep. So, Snowman, there will be another early morning stream if you're interested. I'll probably do that on Monday or Tuesday morning. Right? Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. Monday or Tuesday. Can I do it Monday? Shit, maybe I can't. Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday will pretty much be any days for early streams. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I guess maybe Wednesday are late stream candidates. So, I love Sprite. Sprite is so good. It is the best soda ever. I love it so much. Yeah, Ed NA, the Misadventures game. Oh shit, do I have the thing open? I want to see if I can play this before I leave. Is this it? Yeah, here we go. We're gonna watch this. Fuck yeah. I love this guy. This is the guy who voices
Hey guys,
Rolf.
how you doing? Peter Calamus here, voice of Rolf from Ed, Edd n Eddy. I know everybody's in isolation, probably losing their minds and their sanity.
He posted this like a few
keeping
days
their
ago,
health.
actually.
So for the time being, that's a good thing. I thought I would try to entertain
April
you guys
3rd.
just a little bit by revoicing some.
And what's crazy is he doesn't even sound like Rolf. This is just pure voice acting talent that this man is able to summon forth. He doesn't even sound like this character at all.
From Ed, Edd n
I'm gonna
Eddy
just let him talk.
for your
No,
entertainment
hold on,
pleasure.
froze.
So I have gone to a site that has
Uh-oh.
all the Ed scripts.
Hold on. I full screened it and I like resized the window, and OBS doesn't really know how to handle that. There we go. We'll just watch it like
at,
this.
ed.fandom.com.
He smiled. You saw that
By the
smile,
way,
right?
For listing all the scripts, it's a nice memory to go back to and revisit. So that's what I'm going to do.
Bless
I'm
you,
gonna
man.
read all the Rolf lines in this particular script. I have randomly chosen a season 1 script called Button Your Ed, and here we go with Rolf's dialogue.
And
from
before
this
YouTube
episode.
copyright,
Wish me luck.
this is literally not even the episode.
Hello, embarrassing Ed boys. Why is Eddie wearing a bell like a cow? Yes, did you hear it? Are you so simple? Come, you are invited to Rolf's for food and merriment. But my will was strong in the ways of the reading of the bells. Enough about Rolf. Please, let us fill our faces.
Good God, it brings me
Movie
back,
bad.
man.
Food is good. Ed, you are disgracing yourself. Tell me how good my fish sticks are, please. Eat, hungry Eddie, eat. It seems like Eddie would like one of us to feed him like a baby. Eddie wishes to work off the sausage with outdoor activity. A wise choice, Eddie. A favorite in my country, second only to shining shoes. The unicycle of doom is very...
It's okay.
The unicycle of doom is a very...
Take 2.
The unicycle of doom is a very brave request for a coward. Eddie says he is too hot and sweaty and must cool off for a moment. Now, Eddie is thanking us. Or he would like his thick toenail clipped. Okay, yes, he is thanking us.
Bless that man. That took me right the fuck back to when I was like 6. Right back, man. But now I'm officially out. I'm glad you mentioned Ed, Edd n Eddy because I totally forgot I even had that tab open. Bless this man. Because he talks normally, like, and then he just whips it out. It's amazing. He doesn't even sound like him at all. Uh-oh, why is Rip Fortnite trending? You know what? Whatever. Don't care. But it's so crazy. It is insane that he talks. He goes right from normal talking immediately to sounding exactly like Rolf. And that is actual voice acting talent. But I'm done. Toonami is about to kick off. Snowman King, I hope you have a good day. Or is it, I guess it's night for you, right? It must be like 4 in the morning or something. Maybe it's actually morning over there for you now. Hope you have a good day. Day, night, morning, evening. I will see you on an early stream or whenever you show up to another late stream. And Peter Calamus, I appreciate you, by the way. I wanted to give a shout out to you. Shout out to Lil Cool. And I got nothing else to say, so that's pretty much all I'm going to do. We'll play the usual Saturday evening Toonami clips and call it. So have a good night.
It's Toonami time. Ain't nothing changed. Alert! Your favorite show is on now. Coming in hot. Dig in. Don't sweat the technique. Kids love it. Pretty sweet. Quitting time. Kids love. Who loves you, baby? Space is the place. We won't be intimidated by criminal threats.
bitch, what the hell? Oh, motherfucker, goddamn bullshit, holy shit. Oh, holy shit, bullshit, goddamn motherfucker. Oh, fucking bastard, goddamn fucking shit. Son of a motherfucking bitch, oh shit.
I find I am becoming quite excited in here. There is no better sight than watching such handsome young men playing with their swords, yes?
Goodness, Mother, that was extremely lewd of you.
Guess who's back? First taken out.